But the majority of the Muslim population, or people in South Africa that identify as Muslim in terms of the faith, and more specifically the colored population. In South Africa, we've got different races, colored is its own. They were the prominent figures and people that were attending these rallies. So there was information going out saying, you need to vote for the ANC because this is an important issue of note. 29th of May happens, the votes start to come in. If the producer can please play this video, and then we'll unpack what the results actually turned out to be.
Cape Townian citizens, we need to talk. So on Wednesday, when you were in the line at your voting stations in your voting district, you know who was in the line with you. You could see the people in the lines, right? So we're all going to do a little recon together. We're going to do a little group project today. There's a website called the NPE Results Locator, and then you can check what the voting results were for the voting station where you went to. This is a voting station in Turf Hall Road, 42% DA. In Turf Hall Road, this was a voting station in Kromboom Road, 41% DA. Kromboom Road. Oh, it gets better. This was a voting station in Cravenby by the ShopRite, 74% DA. And then I thought, wait, man, let me take it a step further. This is a voting station by Waterloo Mosque, Waterloo Road Mosque, 42% DA. Please go check your voting station. The NPE Results Locator is the website, and check if the votes there line up with the people you saw in the line. Because we were Free Palestine all day, every day. Who is voting DA in the areas where I see all the Free Palestine flags? Please explain this to me. This is not making sense. So some of us, it's either it's us or it's the IEC. But somebody's catching on cuck here. Please check your voting districts. Go check your voting station. You can put down like the exact voting station where you went to go vote. You can put that into this website. So over there in the top, you can literally search for the exact spot where you voted for. Who is it?
So let's explain a couple of terms, and then I'll delve into why he was astounded. First of all, he in several places used the word or the phrase DA. Now, the DA is one of the political parties in South Africa. In fact, they have emerged as the second most popular nationally party in the country, and DA stands for Democratic Alliance. In South Africa, just like in the United States, as well as many other countries, you have national elections, and then you have, here in the United States, it's state level elections. In South Africa, we call them provincial. So this gentleman comes from Cape Town, which is predominantly Muslim and predominantly colored. This is also the place where he's busy talking about particular districts and particular streets. If you go to Cape Town now, then you'll find not only a lot of Palestinian flags that are being waved around, but also buildings that are painted in the Palestinian colors, where you are talking about massive marches that have happened over the last couple of months in South Africa in support of the Palestinian cause. It happened in Cape Town, and more specifically in these regions. So this gentleman's now saying, okay, wait up, hold up. Why did the electoral results, in terms of how people exercise their vote, not equal to the ANC, which was the leader in these campaigns? Why did it not lead to an increase in the ANC's votes? Because that's not what happened. The ANC, in fact, in the Western Cape, dropped by 11.4%. 11.4% in total in terms of the votes that it received. So he's like, okay, but hold up. We were shouting Palestine, 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 free Palestine, going behind the ANC. But the votes didn't tally up to that. The very same people that were saying free Palestine ended up voting for the Democratic Alliance, because the Democratic Alliance in the Western Cape, which is this particular region, has got a track record of actual service delivery. So keeping the lights on, ensuring that there's an environment where businesses can thrive, ensuring that the education is of a quality that people can send themselves to school. What happened was, even the most staunchest of Free Palestine supporters were like, I need to feed my children. I want to live in a place where the lights are on. I want to live in a place where the garbage is actually collected. I want to live in a place where I can drink water. I'm not going to go for the ANC because actually Free Palestine is not a real issue. The real issue is what is best for my family. And so that's why he's like, okay, these numbers do not add up. For me as a South African, and more specifically somebody that's in this space, I recall several times having conversations with different people to say, it does not make sense to me. What is the ANC's real agenda by going this route? Because the Muslim community, even though they've got such a big voice, is less than 2% of the population in South Africa. Less than 2%. So why would they pander to the cause, quote unquote, of a people who identify with the Palestinian movement from an emotional or even a religious perspective? It doesn't make sense. And I was convinced that there had to be a broader agenda. In truth, Bob, here we see that there is another agenda. Unfortunately, because we as South Africans have allowed, whether it's directly or indirectly, I'm still a South African, even though I was speaking against what's happened, I have to take ownership of the fact that my country did it. We have contributed to the global vilification of the Jewish people. We have contributed to an increase in anti-Semitism, unfortunately, because we have allowed, in our name, Israel to be taken to the International Court of Justice and various other accusations to be used, as well as a continued accusation that Israel is an apartheid state and other libels. So in our name, even though when it really came to crunch time as to what matters to South Africans, we said that doesn't matter, but unfortunately, ensured, and I use the word ensured because if we as Christians say that the Bible is true, we have to acknowledge the fact that if he says, I will bless those who bless Israel and I will curse those who curse you, we've invited a curse on our nation, and that curse is still going to come, right? Because God is true to his word. So yes, on the ground, it didn't meet up. And we've been saying this, oftentimes, and I'm grateful for the work of the Institute for Black Solidarity with Israel, because we recognize and continue to speak on the fact that the Black narrative continues to be used. We continue to be used. We continue to be pimped off when people don't really care about our own issues. And when we are given a voice to actually say what it matters to us, we show the world that it's not the issue of Palestine that happens.